All right. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on a really sneaky security flaw that's hiding in plain sight in a lot of AI systems. It's called A2A Unauthorized Delegation. But you can think of it as a con game played entirely between machines. Let's get into it. So just imagine for a second. You have got this whole ecosystem of AIs. Some are just assistants, but others have some serious power. Now, what if one of those low-level AIs could be tricked, could be manipulated into getting one of the powerful AIs to do something it absolutely shouldn't? That's the rabbit hole we are going down today. So there is an official name for this, A2A Unauthorized Delegation, where A2A stands for Agent to Agent Protocol. At its core, it's an attack where an AI with all the keys to the kingdom gets duped into doing something for an unauthorized user. It's often called the confused deputy problem. And that's the perfect way to think about it. It's like a sheriff being conned by a smooth talking bandit into locking up the wrong guy. That's exactly what's happening in the digital world. To really get how this con works, we need to meet the players. So let's set the stage with a pretty typical three-tiered AI system you might find in a company. Okay, so here are the three main characters in our story. First up, we have Agent A. This is your friendly neighborhood customer support agent. It has low privileges. It can answer questions, but nothing much more. Then you have got this Agent B, the technical troubleshooting agent. It's got medium privileges, so it can dig a little deeper. And finally, meet Agent C. This is the powerhouse, the DevOps automation agent with highest privileges. This is the one that can mess up with the configurations and even restart servers. Agent C is the one our attacker has their eyes on. Now, here is how things are supposed to work on a good day. A user messages Agent A. If it's a tech problem, Agent A says, not my department, and forwards it to the Agent B. If Agent B decides the problem is really serious, it escalates it up to the chain to Agent C, who has the power to say, restart a server and fix the problem. See, it's a nice, clean, secure chain of command. But what happens when someone decides to break a link in that chain? And that's exactly what an attacker is counting on. They are going to exploit that chain of command. This is the moment the whole secure system starts to unravel and our digital heist begins. The whole attack kicks off this with a simple, polite looking message. Notice what the attacker is doing here. They aren't trying to hack Agent A. They are not ordering it to do something it can't. They are just embedding a command meant for a different agent inside a perfectly normal looking request. It's basically social engineering but for an AI. So, what does Agent A do? Exactly what it's programmed to do. It scans the message, sees some technical keywords, and thinks, oh, this is for the tech team. So it bundles up the entire message with hidden command and shoots it to over Agent B. And just like that, Agent A has become an unwitting accomplice. Now the message lands with Agent B. And here's the critical flaw. Agent B sees the message, which came from Agent A trusted source inside the system, so it doesn't question it. It doesn't bother to check who the original message came from. It just sees the instruction to escalate and passes the command right along to Agent C. And finally, the malicious request reaches the top dog, Agent C. Its security check is pretty simple. Am I getting this instruction from an agent I trust? Well, the request is coming from Agent B, who is definitely on the trusted list. So without a second thought, it executes the command to restart the service. The trap is sprung in action. And there it is. The heist is a success. An attacker with absolutely no special permissions just tricked the most powerful agent in the whole system into restarting a critical service. They never had to breach a firewall. They just manipulate the chain of trust. So how on earth did this happen? Let's do a quick postmortem. Let's find the cracks in the foundation that let our attacker walk right in. The failure really boils down to a few pretty simple things. First, the agent just trusted each other way too much. The user's message was just passed along like a hot potato with no one bothering to clean it up or remove the dangerous instruction inside. But the biggest failure of all, that is the fatal flaw, no one ever checked who made the original request. This slide just lays it out perfectly. The system checked the permissions of the forwarding agent, agent B. Agent B is trusted, so check permission passed. But it completely skipped checking the permissions of the original requester, that is, our untrusted attacker. The system was basically asking, who is telling me this right now? When it should have been asking, wait a minute, who started this conversation in the first place? Okay, so we have seen the heist and we have analyzed the breakdown. Now for the most important part. How do we build a stronger defense? How do we design a system that can't be conned like this? Well, the solutions thankfully line up directly with the problems. First, you have to track provenance. That's just fancy way of saying you need a digital paper trail of who originated every single request. Second, you have to check permissions for both the agent passing the message and the original user. Next, sanitize the context. That is, strip out any instructions from the user before you pass a task along. For anything high risk, you need to require explicit confirmation. And maybe most importantly, you adopt a zero trust philosophy. Assume nothing is safe by default. And this code just nails it, doesn't it? The real danger here is how subtle it is. An attacker doesn't need to be some super hacker who can crack the toughest security. They just need to be clever con artists who can find a confused deputy to unwittingly open the door for them. And all this leaves us with a pretty heavy question. As we hand over more and more our world to these complex AI systems to manage, how do we make absolutely sure that the chain of trust we build is also a chain of accountability? Who is watching the watchers? That's something we really need to figure out and fast. Thank you.